Okay, this is the second area we want to do assurance for GPRS data, and that's what we call the traffic balance controls. Traffic balance controls are looking at the overall volume of business going through the GPRS environment and verifies that everything going in is going out and vice versa. At the highest level, we talked about this control in the other section, would be the peg count control. The peg count controls are going to simply take packet counts from the SGSN and GGSN, or from the radio network versus the GGSN, or some combination thereof, and verify at the basic counting level that everything is accounted for. This is the equivalent to the peg count and ratio reports we do for the voice network. If we don't verify at this level that there is a reasonable approximation of data accounted for going in and going out, we run the risk of putting a bunch of assurance in place without verifying that we have a serious leak somewhere in the system. APNs that are configured so that they don't generate CDRs, people that get into our GPRS environment through other than authorized routes can make use of free service, and this control is the most important control for making sure that that's not happening, other than the audits of the environment itself. Once I've got the basic peg count controls and topology controls taken care of, I can then go to my CDR based controls, which are going to take me to a much more finer level of detail. First of all comes the overall GGSN SGSN reconciliation, and this is the first of what we call our CDR based controls. The CDR based controls will compare SCDRs, GCDRs, tap in and tap out records to give me an overall picture of how well the system is keeping track of billing activities. So for the overall GSN reconciliation, I'm going to take, for a given period of time, all of the SCDRs, that is the CDRs from the SGSN, and I'm going to add to that all of the tap-in CDRs, that is CDRs for my outroamers. I'm then going to compare that total to all of my GCDRs, which is the CDRs from my GGSN, combined with my tap-out total. So my SCDRs plus the tap-in should equal the GCDRs plus the tap-out. That takes all of the roaming plus all of the on-net into account, and assuming that I'm doing CDRs for both prepaid and postpaid, this assurance will give me a 100% verification that the billing is fundamentally sound. Assuming that I want to get to a better level of detail, or that I want to verify certain subsets, I can move to the next control, which is 3, which is testing the roaming versus the on-net reconciliation. This is to verify that all the roaming GPRS traffic is accounted for within the GCDRs. So in order to do that, I would take my tap-in CDRs for the given period of time, and take all of my GCDRs, and then subtract from the GCDRs all of my on-net SCDRs. So my tap-in CDRs for a given period of time should equal my GCDRs minus my SCDRs. I can do the same control for prepaid to verify that all prepaid GPRS revenue for roaming and on-net is accounted for. In this case, I would take the IN CDRs from my own network, that is, all the records of all prepaid billing that happened in the period of time that I'm testing. And I would check to make sure that that's equal to the prepaid TAP CDRs, that is, the CDRs that I get from my roaming partners for the outroamers, and I would add to that the prepaid SCDRs. So the prepaid SCDRs plus the TAP CDRs from the prepaid should equal the IN CDR total for the day. I can do exactly the same exercise for the postpaid using different data sources. Take the postpaid SCDRs and verify that they equal the postpaid TAP, and that those two together are equal to the GCDRs minus the IN CDRs. So, kind of a garbled up there, a little bit easier when you do it visually, but these are the 5 major traffic balance controls. If you have not done the network topology controls or these controls, then doing the controls further upstream really doesn't make a lot of sense, since you're not sure that the basic integrity of the system is sound.